We're going to review how to make a note card. When you are into Noodletools, remember to log in with your Google password. Any problems with that, send me an email at mpava@wscschools.org. Remember, sources comes first. You have to have your citation inside Noodletools before you can start a note card. That's very important. It's usually at the end of your article, or some databases have their own little cite tool here. If you are not using one of our databases, please be very mindful to make sure that your citation is accurate. Again, any questions, email me. Once your source is in, you're able to come over to Notecards. As we discussed in class, there are 4 things that we are looking for. The title, which is only of the content of this note card. Do not title this what your paper topic is, because that is difficult to determine as the first thing. We save that for last. The source will be a little drop-down menu because you already added it. Copy and paste needs to be a little bit of the Goldilocks effect. Not too short that it's very challenging to turn that into your own words by paraphrasing, but not too long that you risk having multiple topics being addressed. So you don't want to have it so long that you might have symptoms and diagnosis or treatment and side effects. Those should all be on different note cards. And then most importantly, in your own words. This is the part that's going, if it's done well, is going to turn into your final paper. Once you've done this, you're very familiar with what is on this note card, and you can come back up and give it a title. Make sure to save it. This is not Google. We took a look together at this student example. This student did something very unusual, as we discussed, in that they took a very small amount of information and turned it into a rather extensive paragraph. And the reason he was able to do that is because he followed the things in this yellow box. He thought about the point that he wanted to make with this fact. He drew conclusions about what the information was able to tell him. He made a relationship to his paper, and he elaborated on the impact of that information. His paper, if you will recall, is about how texting and driving is not only young, inexperienced drivers. So he found an example of someone who was a professional driver, an adult with experience, and they caused an accident because they were texting. In the beginning of his writing, this is completely solely out of his brain, and he sets the stage so that once he shares the fact that was in that article, it makes sense. So that is the context. He contextualized it. It does not matter if you're controlling a car, bus, train, etc. It does not matter how much experience you've gained through years of controlling a source of transportation. Then he goes into the fact. Right here, right after the word event, he should have included an in-text citation. I will make another instructional video that sort of goes over that. There is some guidance within Noodletools about how to do that. I didn't look that up. Let me see if I can find it right now. Once you've got your citation in, there is some guidance here about what to do. There's also some in your planner if you happen to have your planner. That would be an excellent question to email me. Again, he shared that little point and then goes through, draws some conclusions, makes the relationship to his paper. This is a person who did not have too much trouble finishing their paper. If you do that, you'll be in great shape.